Hello, we're group 6, and today we're going to be discussing the social interaction activity. For this activity, we all had to come up with something that we could do together away from the group time that didn't have anything to do with the communications course. We decided as a group that it would be best to do something that we could all enjoy together and something that would fit our schedules. So as a group, we decided to go ahead and do a group brunch activity, which would require us not to have to go to the store to get anything because we all have food at home, and it will be really simple and really fun for us to get to know each other that way. So now we have Consuelo.
My name is Consuelo, and for our communications class, we were assigned an assignment called social interaction. And as a group, we had to decide on what to do that was social outside of our classroom setting or anything required for an assignment. On our classroom page, with all of our directions was a link that took us to a website called Thrillist. On that website was an article called 50 Things That You Can Do Right Now in Quarantine. And we looked at all those options that it gave us. At the end, we decided to go with a virtual brunch. Since the craziness that's going on right now, our options were very limited. So we went ahead and decided to do a virtual lunch, and nobody had to go out and buy any supplies because we all had food at home. And at one point of the day, we did have to get together and have lunch. So that's how we came upon our idea. And I'm going to give it back to Leroy to discuss the results of our assignment.
Okay, hello again. So during our activity, we faced a lot of hurdles. We had our group leader go ahead and start a Zoom lecture, which actually didn't work out for whatever reason. We kept running into incorrect passcode, or things just wasn't working on our end. We kept hitting walls, and then another one of our group members tried to make another Zoom, but that didn't work out either. Eventually, we were able to get into the Zoom call, and we were able to go ahead and start our activity. We all met with a meal in front of us. We discussed school first, and then to not get stuck on an educational note, we discussed our personal lives and how our lives were going with this class and what we were eating and the different types of foods that we like to eat, since it was a brunch activity. And doing this activity, we got to know each other very well, and we had a really great time. So now I will be go ahead and transferring it over to Alec.
So this activity was very insightful to us both as individuals and our group as a whole in terms of small group communication. After all, because there were several people that showed various forms of leadership, and Consuelo just did her best by gathering ideas for us, and she was the one that even came up with the brunch that we all decided on. I and Leroy helped each other when trying to get the Zoom to work when we were having technical difficulties, which made the brunch possible in the first place. And the casual setting of this situation really allowed us to relieve stress that we built up over time, and also give us better chance to understand each other so we can synergize for future assignments and as a group. And the best thing about being in the group is being able to openly communicate with one another. As long as we're talking to each other, as long as we're up to date, we can get whatever we need to do done very well. Groups are meant to be made of very different individuals, and honestly, that's the best part of a group, is just having different people in it. Because we are very different individuals, we get to learn from each other, and we get to find and do things that we wouldn't be able to do by ourselves. And we don't have to choose our other members for it to be a good group. And the benefits of working in a group with people we aren't familiar with is we can get different ideas from them. We can make new friendships, or maybe even not quite friendships, just acquaintanceships. And we can work together, we can do a lot that we couldn't do. And we can understand ourselves through communicating with each other. And for other groups that are doing situations similar to this, I would say that the difficulties, the experience, everything will be different because the individuals themselves are different. But this fact that we were able to socialize was another way for us to adapt and better understand ourselves and our group members. And so, even though this activity was very challenging and a little bit exciting, it was very good because we were able to grow as a group because of it. And now for the conclusion, here you go, Monica.
Hi, my name is Monica. And then we were able to make everything work. We did go through Zoom meeting situations, but we pretty much paved the way and we made it happen. But before anything else, we were actually very consistent with communication. We planned this out at a perfect time. We all had a part in choosing what to specifically choose. We all set up text messages, group chats where, hey, let's get involved. Like, what are you guys thinking on doing? But we all agree with Consuelo because she really gave out a really good idea to why not brunch, since specifically we couldn't actually repeat a scenario as someone else. So we really consider brunch because that seemed really enjoyable because it's not early, it's not late, it's just lunchtime, brunch time. Well, so what I will say is that we haven't really had any issues with our group. We have very consistent with being involved with each other, as in making events happen at a specific time, staying in some type of connection that way we're all fully aware of what's going on, what's in our grade, what's our assignment, that way none of us gets left behind. What I will say is asking, how do you guys work with people you don't choose? Well, I think for us, it worked perfectly fine because we get to know each other, and brunch was actually a better time to get more personal and be more involved, talk about personal and school, and then, but keeping it professional, of course. So I will say that we did really good. Brunch was a really good idea. We communicate well. We don't ever really we don't ever have any issues. And I would say that we did really good.
Awesome. Great job, guys. I think that concludes our meeting.
So you just want to